We're back with Wave 12. This time we're looking at the Ogla Razik Kazon ship. Kind of an interesting array of stuff. Definitely a boost to what they already have and makes them into an effectively playable faction now. If you're looking at faction pure stuff. But we'll get right in and take a look. And we have our Predator class dial. It's got some decent high-end maneuverability. A little sluggish in the slow speed, but got those 290s, which are nice. There's our Predator class ship. You can see there, all your 90-degree turns are red. Definitely a sluggish ship. Got no tight turns in the green. There's that one reverse, which is kind of entertaining. Always a surprise when you pull a reverse maneuver, but again, that's red. So it's going to be pretty predictable what you're going to pull with this ship. You're going to be sticking in this mid-range, so it makes you a little bit of a predictable enemy. But at the same point, this thing's fire arc is huge, so it makes up for it. There we have the Ogla Razik. 4 attack, 1 agility, 5 hull, 3 shield. Pretty respectable stats. 1 tech upgrade, 2 weapon upgrades, 2 crew upgrades for 26 points. You have evasive, target lock, scan, and battle stations. Love my battle stations. And the ability is all friendly Kazon ships with a hull value of 4 or less within range 1 to 2 of this ship gain a +1 defense die. Kind of boosts up your other ships, making them even better, which is already nice. Like I said, this ship's pretty good for if you wanted to play a Kazon fleet. Definitely makes them worth playing at this point. There's generic Predator class. You lose 1 shield and a weapon upgrade for 24 points. For captains, we have Razik. It's unique 6 captain skill for 4 points. Its ability is disable 1 of your crew upgrades to reroll 1 of your attack or defense dice, or you can discard 1 of your crew upgrades to reroll any number of attack or defense dice. Useful, the crew that comes with this ship is a little expensive point-wise to be discarding for that, but the disable one's nice because they're reusable. Next we have Jabin. Captain skill of 5 for 3 points. When defending, your ship rolls +1 defense die. It's kind of neat. He's a drawing a blank now. There's a Breen guy that does the same thing. And we have our generic Kazon captain. Captain skill 1 for 0 points. These next one's a little different than usual just because here we have Halas. He's actually a crew upgrade for 4 points. When defending during the declare target step, you may remove your captain card from the game to cancel that attack. If you do this, the attacking ship cannot perform another attack during that round. This card then becomes your captain with a skill of 3. Can only be purchased for a Kazon ship. That's why I went with him here, because he's actually a skill 3 captain as well as being a crewman. And he comes with the corresponding captain's tokens as well. The next one that's a little odd is the First Maje. This is a question mark upgrade, and we'll get to that in a minute, for 5 points. And the very first line here is, this upgrade does not require an upgrade slot and may only be equipped to a Kazon ship with a Kazon captain. While this upgrade is equipped to your ship, you gain an additional tech slot upgrade to your upgrade bar, and your captain skills increase by 2. Really nice. During the planning phase, you may discard this card to target a ship at range 1. Disable a tech upgrade on the target ship, and then steal it, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. 5 points just for the ability up here, I would say, wasn't worth it. 5 points for both of those abilities combined is crazy. You do lose the +2 to your captain skill when you finally use it to steal something, but stealing things are always fun. And I'd like to point out too, on the stealing ability, there's no restriction on whether their shields are up or down, which makes it even better. or even if they're cloaked. No restrictions at all on that one, which is nice. For normal crewmen, we have Cardin. It's unique. 3 points. As an action, you can disable this card to gain +2 attack dice and roll -2 defense dice for this round. Upgrade can only be purchased for a Kazon ship. I find it kind of funny that it gives you a -2 defense when you only have one agility on the ship. I guess if you have the captain, that adds the extra die. That it works out. You got your reminder token. See this one being useful. If you have nothing that's going to be shooting at you anyway, then why not disable a crew for the +2 attack? You only have 1 defense, so losing the 1 die may be worth it in any situation. So definitely worth taking this one as far as I'm concerned. For weapon upgrades, we have the particle beam weapon. 4 points, 5 attack, range 1 to 2, disabled to perform the attack. You may fire this out of your front or rear arc. Definitely a cool ability. Always love being able to fire out of front or rear arcs. This ship has a huge front arc and a rear arc. It's kind of like the old Miranda class for the Federation. You've got very small arc that you can't shoot in if you have this equipped. And 5 dice out of the rear arc is definitely nothing to ignore. Next up, we have Photon Charges. 4 points. 4 attack dice, range 1, disabled to perform the attack. Place an auxiliary power token on the target ship if there's at least 1 uncancelled hit or crit. Cost +4 points to purchase for a non-Predator class ship. Interesting card. 4 attack, the ability to give auxiliary power tokens is kind of nice. Your primary weapon's already a 4, so you're really using this and paying the points for it to give the auxiliary. If it could be fired out of the rear arc, I would definitely say it'd be worth it. In this situation, it's useful but not a must-have. For tech upgrades, we have a tractor beam. It's 2 points. During the activation phase, when a ship within range 1 of your ship reveals a maneuver with a number 3 or higher, before that ship moves, you may discard this card to subtract 2 from that maneuver. No ship can be equipped with more than 1 of this upgrade. Definitely a change on the tractor beams we've seen to date. Kind of like this one. The fact that you have to be within range 1 to start kind of makes it a little situational, but definitely helps if they're going to be like trying to speed away from you, or some of those fun interesting maneuvers out there. Curious how this would interact with something like a 3 come about. If you subtract 2 and only make them move 1, they didn't move the entire thing to do the come about. Curious if they still get to perform the maneuver. I don't think they do, because they don't say they were to bump something they wouldn't get to because they didn't complete the maneuver. So I think it would fall under that same ruling, but I'm not sure. In the least, they'd still get the red auxiliary from pulling their large maneuver, even if they didn't get to do it, which is really interesting and annoying at the same time. So kind of an interesting card. I have to play with it some more, but I'm already thinking of some interesting uses for it. As for the rest of this expansion, we have target lock A2 this time. Couple disable tokens for our various upgrades, 3 shields, critical and auxiliary power tokens, evasive, scan, and battle stations tokens. Our mission this time around is the array. Not that familiar with this one. I haven't actually read it even yet. 80 points of Federation versus 100 points of Kazon. And there's stats for the array. Fires a wave. Assuming somebody or the other is trying to blow it up. Kazon player wins if none of the Federation ships are left in play and the array is destroyed. Federation player wins if you destroy the array and exit the player area with at least 1 ship. So, Again, I haven't actually played that one. If you can't tell, I'm way behind on missions. I gotta catch up. The model for this one's kind of interesting, I guess is the word for it. Not too terribly much detail, but then again, the ships didn't have that much in the show. We've been referring it as the Bad Year Blimp. Like I said, not much detail at all. Definitely in need of a better paint job. They did some cool tiling, like in this internal section in there, but again, no wash or anything to make it look better. Could probably get away with just a wash on here, but definitely needs something. And there we have our Ogla Razik base. You see that 180 degree front arc, 90 degree rear arc. You only have these two little 45 degree blind spots in your corners there. Definitely nice. And there's our generic. Same thing. Overall, it's a good ship. Nothing spectacular, but at the same time, definitely useful for the Kazon players out there. Now you can, between this and the previous ship, now I think you can field a feasible fleet that's actually going to be playable. Having just the other one just wasn't enough. This one with its cool named ability to boost up your other ships. I see this and a couple of the other ships being quite playable now. Maybe even two of these and two of the other ones. You're not getting a lot of upgrades at that point, but depends on if you're playing by the new 120 point fleet rules. Then you have a little bit of leeway to play with some stuff. The tractor beam's an interesting card. The particle weapon's pretty interesting. Garden's useful. Definitely has a lot of things here that work well together, as well as with the previous Kazon. If you're playing multiple faction or you don't play Kazon alone, you're not looking to collect everything like I do, I don't see anything in here that makes this one into a must-have pack. Definitely more for the collector or the one who's interested in playing Kazon, or even like Voyager fans. Anyway, that's it for this one, and I will see you in the next video.